Peggy 18.
Spirit Gamer and CCYY.
La première question, ça va être où en est le développement du jeu. So, can you tell me where's the development of the game? You know, if it's finished or not?
Oh, where we are in the development cycle?
Yeah, sure.
So we have just passed our alpha milestone. The demo code that we've got here is actually pre-alpha, so it's a few months old at this point. But we're on track to have the game finished and ready to ship by spring of 2016.
Okay, thanks a lot. Quelles sont les améliorations de gameplay ont été apportées dans cet épisode? Do you have some new things on the gameplay on this Homefront, by the way?
Very loud here. It's exciting. Sure. There's so much noise. So the new gameplay that we have in Homefront Revolution, and the thing that sets it apart from other games in both the open world and first-person shooter genres, is the fantasy of being a guerrilla fighter. And it requires a different mentality than your typical shooter. If you try and stand your ground and fight everybody who comes at you, the game will kill you very quickly.
Yes.
You'll be overwhelmed by enemy forces. So you have to think like a partisan. You have to plan your attacks a bit more carefully and realize, oh, I don't want to, just start shooting at everything that moves. Maybe I want to position myself a little bit better and wait for them to pass by before I initiate the attack. And then you want to do enough damage to weaken them, but if it seems like you're not going to win, run away. Running away is a totally valid tactic, and it's something that a lot of games don't necessarily encourage you to do, because you're supposed to be the powerful super soldier who just kills everybody in the world. In our game, you are a human, you are a fragile guerrilla fighter, and again, if you stand and fight rather than hit and run, you will be overwhelmed by enemy reinforcements.
That's my first impression, when I play in the beta, you die very quickly.
But you can increase your chances of surviving by changing the way that you play a bit. So rather than, oh, I see a guy, I shoot that guy. I see a guy, I maybe take an alley and I move up to a second floor window. Sure. And I wait for him to pass underneath me, and then I shoot him. And then when the reinforcements come and they have drones, I do something there, and then I escape.
Okay.
It's about being more tactical, about seeing a challenge or an obstacle in front of you, looking at what you've got in your toolkit, making a decision on how you want to deal with that, and then executing on that plan.
Donc ensuite, quelle sera la durée de vie de la campagne? How many time for finish the campaign?
How long is the campaign? At the moment, I don't have an exact number. It's going to be long, and there's lots to do in the open world. So, but I don't have a number that I can just say, oh, it's going to be 30 or 60 hours or whatever. But hopefully it feels the proper length for your particular playstyle.
Question suivante. Combien de joueurs pourront s'affronter en ligne? How many players on the online?
So we've announced that we have a 4-player cooperative multiplayer mode. So you and 3 of your friends can join together, form your own resistance cell, create your own characters, outfit them how you want, and then go out on these missions where you'll use the same tools and tactics that you use in the single-player game to accomplish objectives, and then come back with all new gear and go, well, okay, we did it your way. You wanted to be the quiet sniper, play through. Now I want to take the motorbike and run around and throw Molotov cocktails at everyone. And when you go out the next time, you'll be able to switch up your roles and really try different approaches to the situation. And I think there'll be a lot of interesting possibilities for people who like to broadcast on YouTube or Twitch to show what they're doing with their friends.
Okay. So you have some matchmaking in online?
Yes, there will be online matchmaking.
And what is the maximum of player in the?
Again, it's a 4-player cooperative.
Okay, thanks a lot. Donc ensuite, à l'occasion de la Gamescom, vous nous avez présenté le système de coopération entre joueurs. Pouvez-vous nous en dire un petit peu plus? At the Gamescom of this year, you show us the cooperation system, The co-op system.
We haven't shown co-op off yet, but we have a multiplayer beta that's coming this winter, and we'll be announcing more details on how players can get into that in the coming weeks.
Okay.
That is the multiplayer beta. It will be on Xbox One initially, and then we're discussing bringing it to other platforms later.
Donc là, on va leur demander s'ils vont nous proposer des DLC. Homefront will have some DLC.
We're talking about it, but we haven't actually committed to any production yet. Everybody at the studio is working their hardest to finish the game and make sure that it's the best that it can be by the time it releases, and also to make sure that our beta is going to be a great experience for players when they get their hands on it.
Okay.
There is an in-game economy, so by scavenging through desk drawers and lockers and off of fallen enemies, you'll find little bits of money that you can use to purchase the in-game items from the weapons dealer. So I want a scope. I go out in the world, I complete some missions.
Okay, yeah.
I now have enough to go back to that weapons dealer or the weapons locker and buy that thing that I wanted.
Okay.
In terms of the real world microtransactions, to the best of my knowledge, there aren't any in the game at the moment, but I won't say definitively whether or not they'll be there. That remains to be seen.
Okay, thanks. Last question. Donc la dernière question, ça sera est-ce que le jeu sera compatible donc sur le PlayStation VR? Or can we play to this Homefront on the PlayStation VR?
At the moment, there are no plans to do VR support for the game. It's one of those things where I think if you're going to build a game for VR, you need to begin your production with that consideration in mind. At this point, Homefront Revolution has been in production for a number of years already, and so trying to just add VR, I think, would probably create more problems than it adds value.
Sure.
So we're really targeting the best experience that we can on PCs and Xbox One and PS4, and hopefully, again, when the game is out, people will tell us whether or not we've done a good job. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.